We were just making music in our studio in September '99, and there was this big explosion. The only thing we remember after is looking like robots and being maybe half human, half robots. We are wearing masks because it was a good thing for us, because we don't have to show our face and we don't have to hide our face anymore, because now that we became in a way robots. It's just a very free way to do things, and we don't think that there's a logical link between showing your physical face and making music. It's just like music, and I think we know more or less how to do dance music and club music, but the aim of Discovery was to try to do something more ambitious for us, and something more challenging for us. Just to do something different visually and to play with things that haven't been really tested in music videos that are narrative content. So in order to be able to link different music videos, and that's something that we thought would be interesting. My relationship with music has been a really passive one up to maybe 13 or 14. We met in '87 and at school, and we were like 12 and 13 years old, and then we were doing a rock band like 4 years later. Our band was called Darling. It was the cover of Beach Boys' song Darling, and then we put out a single which had really bad review. The press, English press, said it sounded really like Daft Punk, which was really it sounded bad. Around 18, we started to go into clubs and raves and just discovering this whole new energy that we had lost in the rock scene in Paris. We were like, yeah, wow, we've got to do music like that. Just got like $1,500 for my 18th birthday, which is some money, but not like a lot. And with this, we just bought like a small sampler and a small synthesizer, a small drum machine, and not even drum machines, a little effect unit and a sequencer, but very, very basic, like 3 machines, and just with a ghetto blaster and just in the bedroom. And that's how we recorded our first single.
Be okay. Clean's great debut.
Yeah, my doctor said it's a clean break, which is good.
My kid, he busted up his ankle a while back.
We were lucky and very fortunate to meet very interesting directors and that people that would agree with us, and we would work just on the first video with Spike Jonze.
Oh, thanks.
Let's see, I met the guys from Daft Punk like a month before we shot, and we just talked about the idea of doing it like a short film with dialogue, and they were really into it, and they're really into movies and films, and kind of into the idea of making a little mini movie. One of those songs that kind of has a strut to it, kind of like Saturday Night Fever kind of thing. So it's like, I thought it'd be good to have a guy in the city who feels pretty big and feels like cool, and it's like walking around listening to his song, and and that was sort of the start of it.
Now there's more and more videos without bands or anything in it for the last 5 years that become very abstract and very out there for instrumental music. But when we started to make videos like that, the Daft Punk video was something pretty new, where you would not just see the rock band playing or just where the music was put into a soundtrack.
We found our way for the first album quite quickly, and that's maybe the biggest surprise is not the success, but to see that after Daft Punk we made like many tracks around that, and it was something that was going well with Daft Punk and was different from what we heard at the time, which was trance and from Germany and stuff like that. And what we did was different and maybe had an influence from Chicago, but was still different. So I think that's the best thing we did, is to find like an identity, a sound really quick on the first album. I think when we began to make electronic music, house music, we got more interested in what disco was at the time, and house music is mainly filtered house music of now, and like 5 years ago was mainly funk samples and disco samples. So I think around like at the beginning of Daft Punk we tried to know all the influences of house music, and you had some Kraftwerk stuff, some more European stuff, and you had at the same time some US Chicago house who was funk and also disco samples. So maybe there was a period where we picked up, and especially Thomas, I remember when we were DJing, used to pick up some old disco records that we didn't know when we were 5 or 6, but that we rediscovered. So. We rediscovered it a little bit because of the use you have in house music of sampling disco and funk, which is the two main kinds. House or house samples are made of disco and funk.
If people listen well to the music we've been doing for 5 or 6 years, it's always been very accessible in its time. Even that it's around the world or Daft Punk, yes, it's edgy, it's underground, but when you hear it, it's very accessible. So it's not something new for Daft Punk to be accessible. The most fun and the best part, even in Discovery, was making it and recording it, and not which was the dissatisfaction was bigger than the satisfaction of having completed it. There's more and more normality in art and in media, and everybody sounds the same and looks the same and goes through the same promotional stages. It's been a long time like that, but today I think what house music and techno music showed is that people could make full records, albums at home, so without the need of a record company in order to make the record. I'm not speaking about distributing it and promoting it, but in order to record it. So there has been more and more control for the artists, and maybe we've been gradually used to this control, and at the time where we had to maybe appear or not appear, we thought that it would be interesting maybe to do things in an unconventional way and do exactly what we wanted. We've always done only what we wanted, and that's what we're still doing.